Welcome to Sewing Memory Bears with Ohio Memory Bears. I'm Stephanie Grams. I'm your host today, and we are working on an alternative to the viral Mama sweatshirt. I am going to be working on the Mama sweatshirt, and I printed the M and the A off myself, and then I just cut it out of my computer paper. What I do is I lay it down on this heat and bond and cut it out, and then from there, well, let me backtrack. I'm going to put the heat and bond on the back of the fabric. This is one pant leg. If you watched any of the videos, you would have saw that I already cut this out. This is the front panel from a onesie, and these are sizes 0 to 3 months, and you can see that they actually are the perfect size for these 5-inch letters, and that you can make this any size you want to. And here are the M's. So my grandson's clothes are both M's, and then my granddaughter's outfits are going to both be the A's. That way they alternate across the sweatshirt. I am going to use the purple light sewable iron-on adhesive, and there is a tip right here. Whoops. If stitching is not desired, try Heat and Bond Ultra Light or Ultra Hold in the red package. I will be sewing over these letters, but first I want to get some Heat and Bond on them. So let me move this out of the way. Okay. Now remember, with all of your bonding materials, whether it's Heat and Bond or iron-on fusible webbing, it does not matter. Anything iron on has a smooth side. This is the paper. This is the glue. The bumpy side is glue. So you want to lay your fabric over this here. Smooth it out. And you want to iron. I'm just going to lightly press for just a moment. I just want to Sorry to interrupt the video. This is Stephanie Grams, CEO and founder of the Keepsake Business Academy.com. Paper side, like the carrier side. I have my iron set to the highest temperature. And this is a pretty nice iron. I got this for a quarter, 25 cents or 50 cents at the thrift store earlier this year here in 2024. So I thought, oh, yep, I need to get it. I've been happy with it. So when you find an iron that works for such a cheap price, it's always nice to pick it up, especially if you do any type of sewing or quilting. All right, so this is pretty good, I think. I don't want to run my iron back and forth because that might actually pull the fibers or pull the fabric from the glue. So I don't really want to do that. I'm just giving it a nice press. And I will need to do the same thing for the pant legs. I'm going to set that aside. And I don't need a big piece of this fusible. Just enough to cover the fabric and make a letter A. I don't want to use any of the elastic. Okay. Just lightly press at first. I just don't want to scorch the fabric. So definitely know your fabric. Make sure you can even use the fabric. Again, this is size 0 to 3 months. And each letter, the M and both A's, are about 5 inches in height. And I did use the free Canva option, canva.com. Not sponsored. It'd be great if I was, but I'm not. Okay, and I'm not using any type of fancy software for embroidery. This is going to be done on my standard sewing machine, and I will be sure to show you those steps. I don't want you to think that you have to have an embroidery machine. I would like to take a moment and thank KeepsakeBusinessAcademy.com for today's video. At Keepsake Business Academy, we help you turn your sewing skills and sewing hobby into a real business, specifically a keepsake sewing business. Do you enjoy helping others, and do you enjoy sewing? Would you like to take your skills, talents, and knowledge and build a business for yourself and your family while helping others journey life? If so, come on over to KeepsakeBusinessAcademy.com and see what's going on. Learn the trends for our industry, learn how to sew keepsakes, learn how to price your sewing accordingly, learn all you need to know about the business side of sewing. As always, visit KeepsakeBusinessAcademy.com, and while you're here, please subscribe, like, and ring the bell for notification. As always, there is help for you when it comes to turning your sewing skills into a sewing business at KeepsakeBusinessAcademy.com. Thank you. To do all of this, because you don't. In fact, you can even just hand sew it on if you are inclined to do so. I'm not going to, but I will show you what I do with my sewing machine. Oops, I want to make sure I turn this off. Okay, now I'm going to take the piece that's already pulled down. Now, an A and an M, the letters don't need mirrored. Now, if you're using a Z or an S, a P, Q, kind of like anything like that, then you would need to mirror those before you cut them out. But you don't have to. I'm just going to take a pencil or pen, whatever you would like, and I am going to trace this A. The fabric is still a little hot. All right, and so I am just going to hand cut around this. If you have a Cricut or some kind of vinyl cutting machine, you could probably do the same thing with that, but really this just seems to be the easiest. It's quicker for me. I like hands-on sewing for the most part, but use what you have and I'm sure it'll turn out. Okay, so I am going to cut this out, and then we will have our letters. You might want to use better scissors. These are not my best scissors. I believe these were my grandma's, and they were handed down to me. And my grandma's the one that taught me to sew when I was 7. So that's been over 42 years ago now. Okay. My mom and grandma were very, very talented seamstresses, and I did not get the seamstress talent. But I do have the creative talent, so we'll go with that. Again, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking to get this done. Hopefully I'm on camera. I should probably keep an eye on that. Let's get this part done. All right, honey. Love you too. All right, you can use smaller scissors if you'd like little snippets. Okay. Whoops. So there's my A, and well, one of them anyways. Let me get the other one cut out for you. Now, I have to do a quick voiceover. The entire tutorial for this sweatshirt is in this video you're watching right now. So any reference to different videos or different trainings for the sweatshirt, you can just disregard those. So I cut out my letters and I peeled the paper backing off of each one. And I am laying well, I did. I laid each of the letters out, so you can see it says Mama on it. And then I took my white chalk and I outlined each letter for spacing. You can do this however you like. These are not ironed down yet, so these two are ironed down. These are not, so you can see what it looks like before I iron it. Now I will iron these letters down into place, and I will be sewing the perimeters and making it fray so it's kind of shaggy looking, raggedy, I guess. All right, so we'll move on to ironing these down. Just hold and press. I want this to make sure. It's really hard to film with one hand. Okay. I mean, I guess at this point you could just not sew it if you didn't want to, but I am sewing this, and that's the heat and bond light that I did use, was so I could actually use my sewing machine over it. Okay, I want to make sure these are in place. Yeah, all right, so these are in place, and I will run my stitch probably a quarter or an eighth within each letter. That way the sides will fray up, and hopefully it turns out cute. All right. Now over time it will get more raggedy. You just run your fingers across it if you want to, but I'm sure they'll get a lot of wash, wear and tear. The white chalk marks, those will come off, and you just go around and peel the best you can, gently, so you don't pull the stitches out, and there you will have the look you want.